Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our lesson today. This is Nafis Sami, and today I'm back with another video on O-level biology. This is the topic transport in plants, and this is the lesson 2. So, without any further ado, let's just begin. So in the last video, we talked about many interesting things, including the structure of a dicotyledonous root and stem. And in this video, we're going to talk about the root hair cell. Root hair cells are single tubular root cells. Their distinctive lateral elongation increases the surface of exchange between the plant's root system and the soil. The main function of the root hairs is the uptake of water and nutrients. Each root hair is basically a tubular outgrowth of an epidermal cell of the epidermis layer of the root. Moving on, let us talk about the adaptations of the root hair cell. So it's basic knowledge that as the root hairs have some special functions like taking up of water and nutrients like mineral salts, they must have some special features or structural advantages that adapt them to do these processes or functions. So these special features include many things, but main four things are: they are long and narrow. This increases the surface area to volume ratio, which in turn enhances the rate of absorption of water and mineral salts. The second one is concentrated cell sap. This helps in the osmosis, thus helping in the taking up of water. And the third one is that it is a living cell. As it's a living cell, it is possible to carry out the process of active transport as it can provide energy. Now, why do we require active transport and osmosis? That will be discussed further in the video. And the number four adaptation is that they have a protein carrier, or they have some special protein carriers that transport specific mineral ions. Moving on, I have put all the features and their adaptations in a table organizedly so that you guys can take a screenshot if you want to. Now, the entry of water into the root hair cell of the plant. Now, the cell sap of the root hair cell consists of sugars, amino acids, and salts dissolved in the water. So, the cell sap of the vacuole of the root hair cell is more concentrated than the solution outside of mineral salts and the water in the soil, meaning the water potential in the root hair cell is lower than the water potential in the solution outside in the soil. So water travels from higher water potential to lower water potential across the plasma membrane, that is from the soil to the root, by the process of osmosis. As the water enters the root hair cell, the water potential in the root hair cell increases, and the water potential in the cell behind it is lower. So the water travels from the root hair cell to the cell behind it. That is, in the picture you can see from the root hair cell A to the cell behind it B. And this keeps up happening until the water reaches the xylem vessels. Like, it will keep happening from B, the water will travel to C, and from C to the cell behind it until it reaches the xylem vessels. Now in this slide, I have written down everything that I've said until now. Until now, about the entry of water into the root hair cell of the plant, so that you guys can read it by pausing the video if you want to. And now we're going to talk about diffusion and active transport in the absorption of dissolved mineral salts. Now, we have already read that how water is absorbed into the root hair cells, that is by the process of osmosis, but how are mineral salts and nutrients are absorbed in the root hair cell? This is carried out by the process of diffusion and active transport. Mineral salts can be absorbed in the root both by the process of active transport and diffusion, depending on the situation. The intake of mineral salts by diffusion is only possible when the concentration of mineral salts in the soil water is greater than that in the root hair cell. But the root hair cell is still able to absorb mineral salts from the soil solution, even though if the concentration of mineral salts in the root hair is higher than that of in the soil. This is by the process of active transport, which causes the mineral salts to move from lower concentration to higher concentration against the concentration gradient using energy. So that was all for today. See you next time with another video on this topic.